This character presentation is on Tracy Freeland from the movie 13. So Tracy is a 13-year-old Caucasian female. She lives with her mother and her brother. Tracy's parents are recently divorced, and her mom functions as a single mother, working as a hairdresser out of the home to support Tracy and her brother. Tracy's family is lower income, but her mother is able to meet her and her brother's basic needs. Currently, Tracy is battling low self-esteem and has a strong desire to be part of the in crowd at school. She is engaging in self-harming behaviors as a coping mechanism to the stressors in her life. Tracy has recently been befriended by a peer at school who has been a negative influence on her. Tracy has recently been engaging in drinking, smoking marijuana, putting herself in risky, promiscuous sexual encounters with boys, and all of these behaviors are described as very out of character for Tracy. Tracy's relationships are struggling right now. The relationship with her mother is strained. Tracy does seek out the attention of her mother often, but is never given the attention she needs. Tracy's parents are divorced, and this is something that Tracy has been struggling with and has been unable to deal with the emotions around this, and how this has affected her her current level of functioning. Tracy does have some great strengths. She has used writing and poem writing as an outlet in the past, but currently she is not using these as coping mechanisms. She has turned to the drug use, the drinking, the staying out late, and self-harming behaviors, including cutting. Tracy is engaging in poor sleeping and eating habits. She does not eat often and gets very, very little sleep. So while working with Tracy, ongoing suicidal assessments are important to gauge that self-harming behavior, and find the kind of the motives behind that. So while working with Tracy, I am using a person-centered therapeutic approach. The goal of this person-centered approach with Tracy is to help her process and explore the trauma she has experienced with her family, and how that has an influence on her current functioning. Some of the skills with person-centered approach that I'm using with Tracy includes unconditional positive regard, and an empathetic understanding for what she's going through. I'm approaching Tracy as not just another adult telling her what to do, but somebody that is there to listen to her and to understand her. I will also be using, I'm also using motivational interviewing techniques, and I'm working with Tracy to help her find exceptions. So I've asked Tracy to think about and process the times when the relationship with her mother wasn't bad, or times she felt supported by her dad, and times she felt happy, to kind of look at those emotions behind that and find the exceptions and the positives. Motivational interviewing is to help Tracy change her maladaptive behaviors when she's ready to make that change. Working with Tracy as a teenage girl, she's not going to change when somebody is forcing her to change. She needs to feel heard and understood and supported, and be able to make those behavior changes on her own with the supports in her life. I've chosen to present on Tracy because a lot of these struggles she is facing are very common in teenagers these days. Poor body image, she's faced some bullying at school, self-harming behaviors, substance abuse, getting pulled into that so-called in crowd, and that strong desire to feel like she wants to fit in is very common among adolescents. So I feel like this was someone that demonstrates a lot of the struggles teenagers are going through these days. And I feel like we can learn from her experiences and how to help other adolescents.